Well, jeepers! You're listening to Smash or Pass.
What's up everyone, welcome back to another review on the JayBee and Milly channel, Smash or Pass. Today we are going to be discussing Scooby Doo Where Are You in Foul Play in Funland, and with me as always is Milly.
Hi!
We have Rhianna.
Hello!
And making an epic return we have the one and only man of hardness, Smash.
Oh, don't mind my voice, I'm dying, but we're here!
Oh no, so Smash's voice is in the gutter this week, unfortunately, but we're gonna be able to hear for it because an American accent with kind of a bit of raspiness is probably gonna be more pleasing to the ears than my northern whine. Yeah, it's gonna be sultry. We're gonna be there for it. It's gonna be amazing. And it's Pride Month, so it could be someone's awakening hearing Smash's sultry.
Happy Pride
Month. It's gonna be amazing. Let's do it. In fact, I want to see one person come out in the chat. That's what we want, okay? At least one person. That'll be perfect. So, foreplay in Funland. Let's discuss it. No.
Foul.
Foul. Oh god. Okay. Let's have a plot summary from Rhianna.
Okay. So, trying to set the scene here. So, Milly's just like out of it. She's like,
Oh lord.
are we all okay?
Yeah.
Totally.
I mean, you could say this is a bit of a fun land right now. We're all having fun.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's great fun.
And there's 4 of us.
Which 4 of us? Oh.
And Tatty's in the room.
Oh, it's 5 play in Funland.
Oh my gosh, JayBee. Plot summary, right. So, Fred, Daphne, Velma, Shaggy, and Scooby Doo are clam hunting on the beach, and I believe it's at night, so we're back on the beach at night. When the nearby amusement park mysteriously starts running lights, rides, and everything just comes alive. Now, when the theme park lights come on, the rides start running, and the park's supposed to be closed because, you know, beach at night, park at night. Who goes at night? No one, unless you're a little bit insane. So they try to find out who's doing it. And they discover the shenanigans are being caused by a strange man who walks like a torpedo. Will this be the end of Scooby and the gang? No, it won't. I can rest assured they will all be okay and survive this. I believe. I think so.
Yeah, they're gonna return. I'm kind of there for that. That's amazing. I think you're right. They are on the beach at night. Possibly the beach in the evening.
I think the beach in the evening, and then they say it's time to go, it's getting dark, even though they've been on the beach when it's dark for the last 5 episodes.
I think they're on the boat at night.
Maybe they've been there all day and they just don't want to get burned. That could be it. And actually, Daphne should be like wearing crazy amount of like what? Thingy, right? What do you call it? What do you guys need in the sun? What's that thing called? That sticky stuff?
Sun cream?
Sun cream, yeah. Because it don't ginger people like burn really easily.
I burn easily.
You actually?
Yeah, so because of the systemic mastocytosis and the cutaneous mastocytosis, I just have to put an arm out and my whole arm will stop burning, basically. I'm a vampire.
Oh, you could be like the Vampire Slayer. Oh, you know who doesn't need sun cream? The man, the myth, the legend, JayBee. Although apparently my lips can get burned. That'd be pretty funny. So, one thing I'm gonna say about this episode is the background. You know, when everything first starts to light up and you get to see all the rides, like the carousels, the roller coasters. To me, that looks gorgeous. And I never understand people that actively buy animation cells. Like, I understand like the value in it and whatnot, but I just don't. I've never understood cells of animation, to be honest. But if there's one cell that I would really like, or even just it printed out, it would be this sequence here. I mean, what is everyone's opinion on the setting of a Funland in general? And I guess we can start with Rhianna.
Okay, so I think this for me is just a general thing about this series because I love all of the little details because you can tell it's hand drawn. It's not this CGI stuff. The lines aren't clean. You have the little speckles where things were missed when coloring in. And it's just, I feel like it makes everything so much more darker in theme because even though you know that it's, the mystery will be solved and it's not some random serial killer that's trying to kill you, it makes you feel that tense emotion that is like, oh my gosh, okay, this is very eerie. And match that with the music that plays throughout this, the atmospheric music. This I think is what has made Scooby-Doo so successful is the animation style, the background, the music, everything, because it's so good. And I really just I believe, like, because we spoke to someone, I'm not going to say who because I don't think the interview's out yet, who said that a lot of the cells were thrown away back in the day. So no one may even like have the original cells from this episode. Or like there's scenes that you can't get on cells anymore, which is a shame. And yeah, that's my little I don't know what to call it, my mind's gone blank. But yeah.
No, it's pretty good. It's pretty cool, and it is a shame about the cells. I kind of want to travel back in time and just like collect a load of stuff that you can't get anymore. I think that would be amazing. That would be one of the first places that I'd go. Although I'd probably need Milly's help. And speaking of Milly, what do you think about the setting of an amusement park? In any case, really.
I think the premise is really fun, and I think it comes across really fun as well. Like, who wouldn't, like, they're meant to be teenagers at the time. Who wouldn't want to like go to a fun fair where it's just you there? So there's no queues for rides or anything like that. I think it'd be fun.
Oh no, you're right. I'd love it.
Yeah, because you struggle with people, so it'd be
No, I
great
don't
for
struggle
you.
with people.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Well, I mean, who knows? I would rather people than perhaps a creepy robot that we get. But I suppose Smash and you can be brief. I'm not going to torment you with like long speeches this episode. But what do you, in 20 words or less, what do you think about amusement parks or fun fairs? Are they the same thing? Possibly.
My problem with these is, like, out of the Scooby context for a minute, because of my heart condition, they've always been boring to me, because it's like I can't ride the rides or really do anything there. I always have to do the kiddie stuff or just look at stuff. So like amusement parks, theme parks, fairs, whatever you want to call them, are just like not my jam because I can't really do anything there. So I kind of draw away from them. They're not my most favorite thing, but I think with Scooby in the context of this episode, I really enjoyed the atmosphere of it where it was closed, because I feel like we have had other episodes too, or movies or something where, I mean, we could take that one movie that we shall not name into an account that, like, I can't remember if the park was open or not in that movie, but I just feel like we have seen other scenarios where the park has been open and there's just like people everywhere, and I feel like that lessens the creepiness factor. It's more of just like chaos, like I'm really on my Jurassic train right now, so like let's take like Jurassic World, that movie where the park was open, and that was not so much like, ooh, creepy because there's like no one here. It was more so of, chaos because there's so many people and dinosaurs everywhere. So I really enjoyed that they, it was like this park and no one's there, and yet it's operating. And in a way, I immediately thought of, there's a store here in America. I believe it's in Seattle. Yeah, it's in Seattle because I tried to go one day when I was in Seattle, but I unfortunately couldn't. But it's an Amazon store where like no one works there. You just go in, you have your app on your phone, and you pick up stuff and leave. Like, you don't check out because it just like knows you're information from your Amazon account and whatever. Like, you don't interact with any humans. You just go, shop, leave. And I'm like, that's kind of what it reminds me of, is like an old, like back in the day, what they would have thought that was like, you know, of, yeah, you don't interact with people. It's all operated on its own by this robot or whatever. But there's my 2 cents.
I think
No.
that is a very good take on it.
Yeah, especially with all the Jurassic stuff, because that was quite a topical now.
No, I can't talk about Jurassic without wanting to go and see the new movie again.
Yeah, well, we should go and see it again then. Like, we should do that thing. We should sneak into the movie theater and then get chased out as ruffians. It'll be great. And if they
You should
do
do
ever, well, if they do release a Jurassic Park or Jurassic World in real life, I want to go. I think it'd be
Have
amazing.
you learned nothing?
What do you mean learn nothing?
Have you not watched the movies?
Yeah, but
Have you learned nothing, JB?
well, look, what's the worst case? What's the worst thing that's gonna happen?
Again, have you not seen the movies, JB?
What? I get a fall over and Chris Pratt comes to save me. I think you'd like that. So look, it's fine. It's good. We'll look into it.
I'm more of
Definitely.
a Thor fan than a Guardians fan, but thank you.
There's no Chris Hemsworth for you. But speaking about Chris Hemsworth, his muscles are probably very, very hard. And speaking of hard, tin and metal's very hard. Charlie the Robot is the villain of this episode. Not what you'd expect. In fact, being the fake fans that we notoriously are, when we were going through this in the DVD menu, we were like, yay, foul play in Funland, that's the one with the creepy clown in it. And yet it isn't. And so I'm kind of like, is a robot being the villain of an amusement park episode out of place, or do people think that it was maybe a good idea for them to subvert expectations in that way? And given that the Ghost Clown Soda was your favourite, Millie, we'll start with you. What's your bad take of the week?
I don't think it's a bad out of place thing. I think it's a really good premise, the kind of technology taking over thing. And obviously a clown's more suited to like a circus thing.
Oh yeah.
I was just excited to see the clown, and it wasn't the clown. That's it. That's it.
Oh. Well, okay.
But I like Charlie the Robot. I think they're a good villain, and I think it's interesting as well because it's not just like, oh, your standard unmasking, like there's more to it.
And in my typical fashion of being a Funko addict, if they are going to make a Charlie the Robot Funko soda, it would be metallic. The chase would be metallic. I think that's probably the easiest way to go. But I'd rather it not be. But I am a Funko addict at this point. Smash, what's your opinion on robots? Or on Charlie the Robot?
I'm a little biased because I actually really love Charlie. He's one of those like original villains that's like a plot twist, because he was never set out to be a villain. Maybe that's a spoiler already for this, but it was just like, you know, he just went haywire as robots and technology can, and that's why we should be a little bit careful, y'all, with technology. And yeah, I love technology, and so I loved the little like plot twist, especially for the original series of, oh no, like no one was even operating it. It just went out on its own and stuff. And so Charlie is one of my favorites, and the noise he makes a lot of times when he's going by, like the little tune he plays, that's from the Jetsons. They pulled that from the Jetsons, and I thought that was a lot of fun.
Oh, I didn't know that. I just assumed it was like just ambiance in general. You know, I agree about like the Charlie the Robot thing. I almost feel like they should have been introduced, like not sooner, but I wish that they would have reused at least his concept more, because he does make a few appearances again. I don't know if he was a villain in like the new Guess Who episode, but I know that he made a brief cameo in a Be Cool Scooby Doo episode. Like one of like the robot villains briefly turns into Charlie, and like it was like a retro thing. I can't really remember. I think it was the AI episode.
Yeah, me, myself, and AI.
Which I really love. It's got one of like the grooviest chase music in the world. Oh, they need to do something with that. But the robot is fantastic, and I think it's almost like the Scooby equivalent of the Daleks. It's so unsettling in that it looks human, but it isn't, and just its emotionless thing. I think it's really cool, and I want them to make a return. But Rhianna, what do you think about Charlie the Robot?
I both love and hate Charlie. So from Scooby Doo, there's a handful of villains that terrify me, and Charlie is one of them. One of the others is the spooky space kook, and part of it is like the music that plays with it, and the spooky space kook also the laugh. But I really like the fact that it was just this big plot twist because, we see aliens. I mean, even in like Scoob, not aliens, robots. They had the little robot thingies that were evil then turn out good and things like that. And Charlie is kind of that you feel sorry for something that shouldn't have any emotion. And that I really like, and I love the fact that, Charlie has stood the test of time, I feel, because, that he's been in so many different, I mean, I'm giving him like pronouns. But Charlie the Robot was in like Mystery Incorporated, and definitely, he was in the episode Wrath of the Krampus, I think. Yeah. And that was like a really pivotal part of that episode. And he's just this great robot that freaks me out so much. And fun little fact, elements of this episode, they were kind of combined with Bedlam in the Big Top, which is the one with the ghost clown.
Is the clown one, yeah.
Yay! The clown
And
one.
it was used to make this, everything okay?
The clown one. I like that. That's lovely. Oh god.
Oh, you made me jump. There was a video game called Scooby Doo Who's Watching Who, and I think it was the owner turned the candy cell at Sugarland, and Charlie is like the minion of the ghost clown, so they merged those two episodes. And also, one quick thing back about like the theme park, it reminds me so much of the Cyber Chase, the final level, when they go into the
Yeah.
theme park.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Oh,
I really
I
like
was
it. I
thinking
made that comparison too.
but then I don't understand why Charlie the Robot didn't make a return in the Cyber Chase. Like, if Eric, right, the guy that developed the game, learned all about the gang's old adventures, when making a kind of carnival for the last level, you'd think he would have put Charlie the Robot in instead of Gator Ghoul or Iron Face, which seemed kind of dramatically out of place.
Oh my gosh, I've just seen so many parallels with the Cyber Chase, and now I'm really happy and want to go and watch the Cyber Chase.
But why?
What I will say is that I think if they had included Charlie in the Cyber Chase, the Phantom Virus could have very easily taken control of Charlie itself. And, we saw all of the difficulties that they had with Charlie in this episode. I think it could have taken a very dark turn, or it would have been, oh, well, what was the point of all of what happened in Where Are You kind of thing.
That's true. We're probably skipping ahead here, but I think that the issue that I've got with Charlie in general, and even the message behind this, is I think it tells a good story, but I think it is almost more outdated than people will think, because the person at the end that has been, I don't know if they're behind the malfunctions or if they're just behind a few things that go wrong, but I think it's like the Funland owner's wife that said, I tried to sabotage Charlie because I didn't think a robot should be working near where kids are going to be. And I kind of feel like that almost seems like, I don't know, like robot racism or something. But I think nowadays, with a modern audience, that actually has so much more meaning to it that if they almost were to capitalize on it slightly by making the villain someone that hijacked the robot, a villainous person for villainous purposes versus just the wife being worried, it would have aged so much better, because there's so many like horror stories out there on the internet about, like creeps hijacking baby monitors, apps, CCTV, just to be like essentially perverts. And so if the villain was a pervert that wanted to hijack Charlie, and they wouldn't need to go explicit like, oh, he likes, he's a kiddie fiddler.
Careful where you're going with this.
Well, no, they don't need to do that, but just the fact that this thing that works with kids could potentially be hacked, I think is enough horror in and of itself. So I kind of wish that they
I'm
dived
going
into
to
that
say
more.
that 1957 was a bit before hacking.
I mean, 57.
When was it? 1960?
69.
Nice.
How do you forget
1969
about
was
69?
Because I'm not
I
you.
think anyone who plays Five Nights at Freddy's will know the issue of animatronics.
See, I wish, you know what, don't talk to me about Five Nights at Freddy's, because I used to get in so much trouble playing that, because at least the first game, every time I'd be scared, I would just scream.
He used to play it when I was asleep, and I'd just wake up to him screaming every 5 minutes.
No, it
Oh
wasn't
my-
every 5 minutes. I was better at the game than that. I was better. So, let's think, what else is there?
Okay, so they see the ride light up, the rides and everything light up, so they go and explore the Funland. There's things like the bottle throwing station operating on its own. That's where they start to kind of notice things, because they rebuilt themselves back up in the stack. They rung the money into the register. The prize was there for them and everything.
Was it Sam Register?
One thing that JB and I both said is, how cheap is this fun fair?
Oh my god, what was it, like 10 cents a bloody hot dog?
Yeah.
I mean, back then things were really cheap.
Why did they stay that way?
Inflation and politics.
No, that's
Pretty great.
mad. They should do that again. They should bring that back again. Because it's always the old generation that's like, oh, at your age you should have a mansion and 8 kids,
and
and
they
it's
bought their
like,
house for £100.
yeah. And nowadays, what will £100 get you? That won't even get you a Sarah Michelle Gellar autograph. And trust me,
Do you
I've
remember-
tried.
Do you remember back in the day, they're still around, like Freddos, and how ages ago they were like 5p, and now just for a single Freddo they've gotten smaller, and it's like 50p for one. It's stupid.
This is kind of funny. I'm not sure if you saw, but there was a YouTuber like a few years ago that ran for like mayorship of London, and one of their like prerequisites
Yeah.
was lowering the price of the Freddos, and they actually
Yeah.
got like the fourth place of the whole entire state of not state of London, the whole entire city of London. See, I'm
I
becoming
love
Americanized. Ugh. It's Smash's fault, even though Smash hasn't been here. I'm picking it up from
How
somewhere.
dare I?
I'm picking
Shame
it up
on
from
me.
somewhere. Where am I picking it up from?
You're just trying to be
What-
Smash. You've tried to replace him.
Don't. Because
Oh,
I could
no,
never. I
I
could
didn't.
never be Smash. I could never be Smash.
To get us like circling back onto, 'cause, like, Freddos, if you don't know, they're a frog-shaped chocolate.
They're
Frogs
lovely.
are animals. They are lovely. And frogs are animals. And in this episode, there's a mouse, and a mouse is also an animal. See where I'm going? The mouse's design, okay. I recently, and by recently this morning, because I was, being me, I was watching the Huckleberry Hound show, an old episode, and Pixie and Dixie appeared, and I'm pretty sure, because that's also a Hanna-Barbera show. The design of the mouse was based off of Pixie and Dixie because they look so similar.
I wonder if anyone would get an unsolicited dick's pics.
Oh,
I'm sorry, that's
oh
ridiculous.
no,
I don't
don't you dare
understand.
talk
JayBee.
about that, JayBee.
No,
know
no,
what
no,
I'm
cool.
saying.
Yeah, I don't know why
the
they.
lights in the fair start to turn themselves off, and that's when they go in to visit the
Oh.
caretaker and the caretaker's wife.
And I thought they were pretty nice. Like, they seem like relatively good people, right?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Well, oh, but you did notice that one of them was dressed like Hank, no? Or was that? No,
Yeah.
that was this episode, yeah. They were kind of dressed a bit like Hank. So maybe they're reusing some stuff.
But ultimately, like, the lights start to work again. It's kind of like it just switches on and off on its own.
Daphne wants revenge for her hair. Another kind of connection with the cyber chasers. I think Charlie chases Scooby on a roller coaster, pretty much
Yeah.
exactly how Gator Gore chased after Fred.
Yes.
And of course, like I'm saying, oh, it's like the cyber chase, But in actual fact, the cyber chase is like this. But
Bro.
it's still interesting. But I don't know how many people saw this versus the cyber chase. I imagine similar numbers, but don't know. I would actually think that maybe more people have seen the cyber chase, because if it's if it has lasted the test of time, it's probably going to be cheaper just to get one DVD that you can buy for like $2.99 or at a charity shop for 50p versus a whole box set or something. I don't know. Who knows?
Very true. Okay, so are we to assume that when Velma chases after them in the little car thing, it's almost like a little bumper car they've taken off one of the rides?
Ooh.
Mm.
Or it could be like a mobility scooter. Although were they not? Maybe they weren't that disable aware in the 60s. I imagine they would be to an extent, right? I don't know. It could be a bumper car. It could be a disabled scooter, or it could be anything. Maybe a go-kart, eh?
Maybe. But ultimately, we find out, as Rhianna was saying, it's a very strong robot, which is kind of one of the reasons it probably wouldn't have fit in with the cyber chase that well.
Oh.
Because when they try and track
Yes.
it, when the caretaker said it's just a crazy robot, it can run through walls, like brick walls.
Which is kind of crazy, because I can kind of see the wife's point now. It seems a bit too over the top, like, for what it needs to be.
Would it be doing that if she hadn't made it?
No, but just the fact that it's got the durability to smash through a brick. I guess you can argue that it could be, I don't know, like, in what circumstance? Actually, no, okay, I don't want to get too, like, serious, right? But in a and this is actually way too serious than this conversation needs to be, but in a situation where the robot would potentially have to defend a group of kids, I guess I can see it, right?
And I guess just durability, if it's on like a pier or something and it's starting to get wintry.
Oh, could it get wet? Do we see it getting wet?
Anyway, so when they're trying to catch it, someone cuts the wire and we find out it was the caretaker's wife because she didn't like robots.
Boo!
No, it's nasty. It's like something from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, what is wrong with robots ultimately? And I've got some points to rant and rave.
Okay,
right?
so we're asking you first whether it's something past so you can rant or rave.
Okay, I'll rant and rave.
Balance your...
Okay. I'm going to say something good and something bad. My good thing is that the I don't want to use this. Okay. Everything in the world is my witness. There is one frame in this episode that if you look, someone
If this is going where I...
has drawn Daphne very madly. I'm just going to say that.
Yes.
So, like, did you notice that as well?
Yes, I did.
And it wasn't just me, it was like consistent. Like, and in one frame, it just looks like it's been like photoshopped from somewhere else. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh my god. Okay, so there's that. And I'm gonna point this out. I think Shaggy and Velma are on the same motor vehicle together, and Shaggy accidentally starts the cart, and nobody calls him Danger Pro. No one says, oh, Shaggy's at it again, because it's only Daphne that gets criticised, and it makes me sad.
But it's expected from Shaggy.
Are you sure?
Daphne's elegant. So when the fact that she is elegant, she is, Daphne. It's like with Shaggy, who eats a lot, who will usually mess up at some point, but everyone finds it funny. With Daphne, it's more like, are you actually okay? We need to protect you. Which is why Danger Prone Daphne, so they can protect her. That's what I'm trying to come up with to make it seem less Daphne, like anti-Daphne.
Well, I'll back that. The biggest criticism that I have overall though with this episode is that it almost could have been longer. It's like...
It could have been a full movie called The Cyber Chase.
No, it could have been a two-parter, because the wife's unmasked, essentially, and she's like, oh, I just didn't want robots near kids, and the husband's just like, oh, I guess you're right. Without any challenge or any, oh, but you were the one messing with it, or should we at least try it? Like that.
Clearly you're not ready to get married yet. The wife's always right, JayBee. Don't doubt it.
I'll go for that. I go for that in 2022. I'm not sure a relatively elderly gentleman would have gone for that in 1969, but I agree. But the thing is that I think he just had to agree because it's, oh crap, like the Scooby episodes are only 20 minutes long, we have to wrap it up, and that's fine. But my only thing is, I think he gives up too quickly. But I'm going to smash this because it's brilliant, the robot's awesome, the episode's awesome, I love the setting, and I think it's all around a groovy time. So, Millie, would you smash or pass Scooby Doo Where Are You in foul play in Funland?
It's a definite smash. I love the setting. I love the story, and I love how it almost seems like we wouldn't have the cyber chase without this movie, and that's without this episode, and it's certainly one of my favourite movies. So yeah, definite smash. Rhianna, so for you, is foul play in Funland a smash or pass?
Okay, so I really, really love this episode, and I'm kind of scrambling around in my brain because I didn't do a supernatural reference in this one. So I've come up with one.
Ooh.
Hey,
JayBee.
you're the one who started it in the first
I
episode,
did.
and then in the second episode with Milly, and it's like it's got to continue now. There's a character in Supernatural called Charlie, and she is a computer whiz. She's a brainiac. She's amazing. Oh gosh, I love her so much, and you know, she's actually, I believe she's lesbian or bi. So fits in with Pride Month. Happy Pride, everyone. And Dean at one stage says, "Hey Charlie, you're kind of like our robot." And he was there really proud of himself, and no one else got it. And I'm like, that's a Scooby Doo reference. I love you, Dean. So that's my supernatural reference for the episode. But yeah, no, I would smash this episode. It scares the bejeebers out of me. I always get chills, but I love it so much.
You should praise Jeebus.
Oh, so we've had 3 smashes so far, and of course
3 smashes.
1,
That
2,
sounds like
3.
a very interesting time.
Okay, and lastly, smash for the first time in the Where Are You series. Would you say smash or pass for foul play in Funland?
Well, this was a great episode for me to hop into because I love this one. I love the setting, the villain, and I mean, in a way, I have and haven't thought about the cyber chase connection, but then also Scoob, at one point they go to like an abandoned Funland. I was like, oh
yeah.
that's a fun little wink and nod there. So I think this is the episode 2 with where they go through the tunnel of love or something, and she's like, "I'll make him pay for what he did to my hair." Like, that always makes me laugh.
Yeah, that's the thing. The Tunnel of Love was crap, wasn't it? I thought it would be some like hearts everywhere, some like disco balls, and it was just a creepy cave.
It was a creepy cave. Yep.
The Tunnel of Molestation.
Oh my gosh, Jake!
Yeah.
You can't say that.
Ridiculous.
Oh my gosh! I'm so sorry.
My one thing with this episode, though, is we're told but in the end, I smashed this one.
Oh yeah, so that's like a unanimous smash. That's amazing. I'm very glad. I'm very happy. This is a really good episode. No community news, I guess. I mean, when's this going out, Millie? What's the
Wednesday.
date? Wednesday the what?
15th.
Oh, well, so yesterday was the anniversary of the 2002 movie.
No!
I'm so sorry, JayBee.
What are you flapping
happened?
for?
I didn't
That
mean
really
to- I
hurt.
accidentally we have to share headphones, and I caught the headphone and pulled it out of his ear.
Oof,
Okay,
Milly!
Oh,
ripping his ear out.
Milly!
You rip it-
Give him a hug.
yeah, give me a hug. So happy anniversary 2002. Really good celebrations of that. And you guys know how I feel about the 2002 movie. It's a landmark, so congratulations to them, everyone that worked on it, everyone that was in it, and everyone that's seen it, I guess, you know. Yeah. Even people that would rather not have seen it, congratulations to you. Every single person, congratulations to, except for those a-holes that are in the test screening. Not congratulations to you.
Technically, they're the only ones that have seen it.
No, nothing but bad wishes on those people. So, you know.
JayBee! That's mean.
I'm
No.
surprised you didn't try and
Where's
find one of
my
them to interview.
Director's cut.
Oh, you know what? I actually... Could you imagine that?
How would you
Oh,
find one of them?
Yeah, you know what? Oh. Your 21st anniversary. Watch out. You know what? Oh, wow. Yeah, we're
She's
gonna do it.
put something up and be like, wanted, one of the a-holes that declined the movies.
One a-hole needed. So, I guess congratulations to the planet, congratulations to the world, and thank you so much for listening to another review on the JayBee and Me channel. JayBee and Milly channel.
Not centered much.
Yeah, well, we'll look into that. I think
You love yourself some you, don't you?
I love myself some weed, that's for sure. So please like, comment, and subscribe to JayBee and Milly, and you can find all of the social links to Rhianna and smASH down in the description below. Definitely both worth a look. And see you next time.